Welcome back to the broadcast, everybody. I've got the 309 cat excavator and Fecon ahead, getting warmed up, trying to run that fluid through the head for a while. It's a little bit thick this morning, about 21 degrees. It's gonna be a great day. I just wanna show you guys down here what we got done in the last episode, if you didn't see it, and then we'll go over what we gotta do today. Tell you what, it's pretty chilly today. Still, I'd say around 30 degrees right now. I want to share with you guys, this is, I believe, a sourwood. When you get down close to the bottom of a tree, where the stump would be, the wood starts getting harder and harder to run a mulcher through. That's just how it is. When you're doing this kind of work, don't think immediately, as soon as it feels like your mulcher's not really cutting good. You could have went from a really soft wood to a hard wood and just wasn't paying attention. So always get out of the machine, look at the teeth, and assess it before you go and get your generator or whatever to sharpen those teeth. I'd say I've got going on, I'd say about 30, 40 hours of mulching time. And you can tell these are still in pretty good shape. I've hit a couple of rocks, but nothing is really, this tooth's taking a pretty good beating. I'm probably just gonna flip it soon. For the most part, they're in good shape. My tail is kind of like this tooth. It's not, you can see there's a lot of wood embedded in the cracks. This one's more shiny. And you'll notice it happening on the center teeth first, because most people mulch with the center of their head. Usually I'll mulch with the center out, and then I reserve these for stumps. I try to keep them sharp. You can see this one's kind of wearing off to the edge. That one's got a lot of wood in it, embedded. And I said cracks. I shouldn't have said cracks. It's more like scratches from rocks and stuff and dirt. When I start getting that wood embedded in the top of that tooth, that's when I'm getting really close to being ready to sharpen. That usually happens about the same time that this head will quit sucking. It's almost like a vacuum. It sucks wood in, but it's really that the tooth, the way I sharpen it, like if you've got a radius, I sharpen it to where the tooth is out and it can grab wood. When it starts getting rounded, it wants to bounce off of wood, and like small stuff, it doesn't like to grab. One thing you can do when you're doing small stuff, if you start getting to that point, is cutting it lower and getting it onto the ground. And then you use the ground level to force that wood into the head by keeping that head lower to the ground. Just like videoing, sharpening the teeth, in general, I don't charge the customer for. The only time that the customer has to pay me to sharpen the teeth is if they tell me, no, there's nothing in there. You guys that do this business, you've all heard that. And you go into mulching and you're moving along and you plow into a bunch of metal or a car or a pile of rocks or concrete, in that case, my time sharpening does get charged for. About 3 hours in, we've really pushed things back quite well, I think. I don't understand. These mulching heads are made to really take a beating, all except for, and this is Fecon. But look at this. Aluminum. This is super thin. You can see right there, it's like not even 3/16. And I can bend it by hand. So if you bump a tree from this side, which obviously, if you're a perfect operator, which I am not, this isn't an issue, but periodically I have to come through here and just kind of give it a quick little straightening. I mean, whatever. Make sure this thing will start. Just got back from the house. Had to pick my generator up there, as y'all saw. These teeth, again, are not in bad shape, but I would rather sharpen them now halfway to really needing sharpened as opposed to waiting, it taking longer, and two, I'd rather give my customer as much production speed as possible. In this situation, in this scenario, raw woods, people have never been here in a capacity to leave piles of concrete, things like that. The customer's not getting charged for my time sharpening. Gotta put my plugs on. Half deaf as it is. Fill your hands, you son of a... Pulled it out. Got most of them. My generator ran out of gas, and I'm running out of time for the day. Gonna run, get some gas, be back tomorrow morning, finish sharpening this. Hopefully it won't be raining too much. Actually warmed up quite nicely today. I like spinning this drum as I grease it. Probably not necessary, but you know. One thing I can do is go ahead and flip this tooth that's pretty much destroyed. 3/4. What I do is back that nut off until it's just above the bolt threads. That way I can hit it if I need to, but it came right loose. No need to pound on it today. So hold that tooth. I recommend wearing gloves. And these teeth are sharp, which 1/2 of this tooth is. They will cut the snakies out of you. Nut, one washer. Yeah. Come on. There it went. Don't lose it. It's just a regular old bolt. Don't worry about taking that out. I'll clean it real good though. So there's the old half. This is the new side. Pretty, isn't it? It's actually quite clean here. Mulching debris for food, 0 out of 10. Don't recommend. It's nice and clean. Put our bolt back in here. Rinse and repeat. And when I go to replace that tooth completely, I'll replace bolt, washer, and that, everything. Everything gets replaced. So it's gonna cut now. I guarantee. You know, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't really want to be out here sharpening teeth, so these other teeth that I didn't get sharpened, I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and flip them. That's what I'll do. You don't really have to do a super strong impact wrench or anything. I'll just have them and put the weight into them, and they'll stay put just fine. Just had to flip about 3 or 4 of them. She's ready to go. We're now working down the steepest part of this mountain. Like straight across is another mountain. You can see the fog rolling in. It's kind of creepy looking, really. And I'm getting to that 4-hour mark where I need to give the head some grease. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Close enough to quitting time, and I also need more fuel. And it's 50-50 chance once I drop off of this if I'll be able to get back up, certainly if it rains. And I really don't want to be stranded down there and have to walk back up in the pouring rain this evening. I'll probably just call it a day once I get done with this little corner right here. It is so nice having this road graveled. Get my truck right to the machine now. That's great. I'm extremely happy with the progress I made on this corner today. And in about 4 hours, we completely wiped all that out, got it dressed up. And in 4 hours, I only hit a rock one time, but I hit it pretty good. Already checked this guy out. Yep, that's it. No, I don't think that's it. Huh. Oh, there it is. That's still sharp as the dickens. I think it'll be all right. You got 2 sides to each tooth, but again, you can sharpen and sharpen and sharpen and sharpen. I would say if you're really careful, 1,000 hours out of each tooth, something like that. But you gotta be really careful, not get in the dirt, don't hit rocks, which for most people that's a challenge. And on the next video, we're going to be cutting trail from this upper side of the property down to the lower side. There's a lot more work to do down there. Love you guys. See you next time.